of the house is so much better, more open concept, like what I am expecting when I come into a house that I want to live in, the cooking, just the style of everything is a lot different. It was very brown, very Texas, very 2000-ish. The whole house entirely was not sustainable, not efficient. And that was one of my goals buying this house. I knew it was going to be a big challenge since it wasn't built with sustainability in mind. So all the big main points that came through on the energy audit is what I wanted to touch on. So that was the HVAC, the solar, the pool equipment, which was also dated, the appliances.
It's all about the idea of trying to reduce the load associated with the peak demand. And guess what that is? Swimming pools, kitchen appliances, lighting, and air conditioning.
When we came into this house, we had archways everywhere. We had half walls separating the living room, and we basically took all of them out. We opened every wall we could. We added a beam at every location to open up the kitchen, open up the living room, and it really made a big difference at the end of this project.
Resiliency essentially is a fancy word for saying, hey, can I stay in my house after a storm and the power is cut off for a few weeks? In our area, that's really what it boils down to.
It is huge. It's Texas size. It's about 34, 45 square feet. So it's a beast to try and cool, and the utilities, and just eats a lot of electricity. Solar was really important to me. I wanted to reduce my footprint, make my own energy. Also, I have an electric car, it eats up a lot of electricity too. So my bills were originally like above $700 a month. The panels have been great. It's nice to know that if there's any damage, it doesn't shut down the whole system. They're little mini panels. So they have a great warranty system. Just like the style of everything. It looks very like restaurant grade, like really high end. So I just really love like the column fridge and freezer, the accessibility, the look. The old kitchen, the old owners didn't cook at all, so there was no ventilation. So even searing a chicken breast smoked up the entire house. So having the vent system is great. I mean, I can sear a steak and not have any issues smoking up the house, setting off alarms like I used to have.
The effects of cooking on indoor air quality. Fat, when it's fried, puts out some nasty stuff in the air. Same with certain vegetables. You're gonna do that stuff, make sure you got the exhaust fan running. Try to keep a lid on the pot.
I love the dishwasher from LG, is amazing. It's super quiet. The wine fridges are awesome. As you know, I'm Italian and I have a lot of wine in the house. I love the speed cook function of the smaller top oven, and it works really great for if you're just cooking for like 1 or 2 people. And then you have the option of the bigger oven. So I love that functionality. The sous vide option on the range, I mean, it's amazing. I love cooking with sous vide.
Most gas cooktops, about 75% of their heat ends up heating up the kitchen. Whereas an induction cooktop, only about 15% of the heat is wasted. Plus, you don't have the products of combustion associated with an open burner in a gas cooktop. You don't have that source of pollution.
I thought that having like a butler's pantry would be really important. That way when you cook and you have people over, you can just shut that door and it's like it never happened. I worked with a designer to put in stuff that would almost duplicate a kitchen, except for the oven and the range. So there's a dishwasher in there now, a farmhouse sink. We have the smaller LG counter depth 36-inch refrigerator with the French doors that is great. Bocchi farmhouse sink. I love it. I love that you can put the cutting board right into the insert, as if you're cutting up vegetables and you have those little odds and end pieces, they go right into the sink. And it also has a rack, so if I'm hand washing anything that I don't want to put in my dishwasher, so I put them in the drying rack there on the Bocchi sink. As far as the countertops, that was a surprise. It was really nice to know that LG Houses does countertops. I would have never known that, and they're beautiful. When I was working with the designer, we looked at a lot of different colors, but overall the designer and I kind of decided that having the light gray cabinets and having the gray veining through the countertops just looked really great together, and so we went with like a white countertop with a gray vein, and they're beautiful. And I'm excited because they're going to withstand heat, withstand spilled wine, withstand pretty much everything that you can imagine. So yeah, really excited for that.
The air infiltration is the biggest consumer of energy and the biggest issue associated with indoor air quality. LG
provided a air conditioning system for the whole house that also included a splitter system that incorporated a mini split in the pantry. Mini splits are a big thing now, and the way the LG system works is they have a splitter box in the attic, and it feeds the mini split along with the unit that's feeding the whole house. That's a very efficient use of power, and it served this house very well.
The airflow in the house was not great, and I feel like we were losing a lot of the cool air that was coming into the house. And so I was really excited when we got the new system. Like, my bill has gone down, the system isn't working as hard. I'm able to maintain a low 70-degree temperature, very easy to use. The panels look great, and the house just feels all one temperature all the way through. It's a dual system, so I can control the back and the front of the house completely separate, as well as the pantry. I can raise and lower the temperature in there, which is where the dogs are. So it's really important to keep them cool on those hot summer days. When I bought this house, I want to say there was 7 different types of flooring. It just did not function well. They were scratched up. There was tile, hardwood, carpet, you name it. They were all in the house. So now with the Mohawk flooring, I have a very modern look. It's a little light gray. The dogs have been running like crazy all over it, and it's held up so well. A few times I've gone in the pool and I forget my towel, and I come in the house soaking wet, and no issues there. I'm really excited for the LVT in the laundry room. Obviously, that's a room that a lot of people worry about having leaks or a flood in. And the carpet in the bedrooms looks great. And it's nice to know that the guest rooms, I don't have to worry about them staying clean when people are visiting and have muddy shoes. The house's envelope wasn't really sealed tight. When we first went into the attic, all the insulation had blown into the middle from all the wind that we get here in Texas. And so one of the really great things I wanted to do was bring Greenfiber in, and they relayed some blown-in insulation in there to kind of seal up all those cracks and crevices that energy was leaking out of the home in. At the same time, it's all recycled and sustainable materials they're using. There's no VOCs. Also, it's soundproof. I chose a few rooms in the house to open up the walls and put that fiber in there to have some soundproofing.
We actually doubled the amount of insulation that we put in the attic, and you could tell immediately. The next day you walked into this house, it was obvious it was much cooler.
People do care about indoor air quality once they understand what it is, because it not only makes the house more comfortable, but they'll get sick less often.
Well, a lot of my concern, which is a lot of other people's concerns, is allergies and indoor air quality, especially with all the stuff we have going on in the world today. So putting in a central vac system was really important to me, not only for like the ease of vacuuming, but it's constantly sucking up air and cleaning your air in your house. Like I said, I cook a lot, I make a lot of crumbs, a lot of mess, and it's kind of a pain to just always be dragging out your vacuum. So to have like these access points throughout the house where I can just plug in a hose really quick and just suck up a mess, or like dog fur balls all over the house, it's just really helpful, and I just feel so much better and healthier, and it's just easy to have one central point to go empty. Instead of having the vacuums and you're always worried about filters and cleaning your vacuum.
So I was glad to hear you guys upgraded the swimming pool pump here. Mine went from using $100 a month in electricity down to $35 a month just by switching out the pool pump.
Well, my old pump system was a variable speed, but it was older. And then the cleaner that's roaming on the bottom of my pool, the wheel stopped working. But Hayward came in and put all new equipment, which is really important to me. Having a DE filter is not only like sustainable for the environment, but it helps you not like use up so much plastic. And my pool is always sparkling clean. Like, it's so nice to not have to think about that. Have the little shark robot at the bottom. He runs himself, he crawls up the walls, and I don't have to clean it. It stores enough inside of it that when the pool cleaning company comes, they just empty it out for me. And then it's cool having the color changing lights and all this stuff I can control on the Hayward app. The old LiftMaster system I had was the old tracks that you're used to seeing that go above your car every day, and you hear that loud noise. Well, now I have 2 wall-mounted systems that are on tension cords and coils. They're virtually silent when opening and closing them. The MyQ app is great. It tells you when the doors are open and closed. You can allow guest access. There's also 2 cameras, so I can constantly see both garage doors. I connected my MyQ to the Amazon Key program, and then it says, Amazon Key opened your garage and your package has been left like right here. I was worried about security at first, but they've really thought of everything, and it works so much better, and it's nice just having an app that even tells me what temperature my garage is. So now with all the changes we've made to the house and all the upgrades, it just really makes me have a smaller footprint. I'm creating my own energy. It has a better feel to it. It feels healthy. It feels new. It feels clean. And I just feel better about it. I feel better about the home, and hopefully it helps me kind of engage other people who are looking to do the same thing in their homes, to have the same direction, so we can all, build a little greener.